Gen Prawit Wongsuwon re-elected as leader of the Palang Pracharath Party, PPRP. Gen Prawit Wongsuwon has made a dramatic return as leader of the Palang Pracharath Party, PPRP, mere hours after stepping down to allow the election of a new executive board on Friday morning. His brief resignation was a procedural move in accordance with party rules, which require the entire board to step down before new elections can be held. The PPRP convened a General Assembly to elect the new executive board following the resignation of Captain Thamanat Prampao and 5 members of his faction. Their departure highlighted a growing rift within the party, and the election aimed to restore stability and unity. In the vote, Gen Prawit was re-elected as party leader, while Mr. Paibun took over as Secretary General, replacing Thamanat. Gen Krithiathan Sasapatanawong was appointed treasurer, and Samut Songkhram was named registrar. In his speech following the election, Gen Prawit emphasized the party's commitment to unity and a no-bullying policy. He announced that management strategies would be revised, with deputy leaders taking charge of specific regions and constituencies, while the Secretary General would provide logistical and organizational support. Gen Prawit's earlier resignation was seen as a formality, required by party rules to allow for a reset of the executive board. He arrived at the assembly at 8:10 a.m. to a warm reception from approximately 800 party members, who greeted him with chants of Uncle Pom, fight. Pom is Gen Prawit's nickname. This leadership reshuffle comes at a crucial time for the PPRP, as it navigates the political landscape as the primary opposition party. Although most PPRP MPs are in the opposition, the faction led by Captain Thamanat holds positions in the cabinet under the Paedongtarn Shinawatra administration, causing internal divisions. Key appointments in the new executive board include 8 deputy party leaders, each responsible for different regions or sectors: Sandi Prampat, Chawat Thanakamanusarn, Uttama Savanayana, Trinuch Thyang Thong, Santharat Santhidrawong, Apachai Tekayuban, Chakart Patanakatwitbun, and Shamonkol Chairab. The PPRP faces the challenge of repositioning itself as a strong opposition party while managing internal factions that have drifted toward the ruling coalition. Fishermen in Samut Songkhram sued Charoen Pokphand Foods, CPF, for 2.4 billion baht over environmental damage. Local fishermen in Samut Songkhram have filed a lawsuit against Charoen Pokphand Foods, CPF, in the Bangkok South Civil Court, seeking over 2.4 billion baht in compensation for environmental damages caused by the spread of the invasive blackchin tilapia fish in the province. The lawsuit marks a significant development in the ongoing struggle between local communities and corporate interests over environmental responsibility. Led by Panya Tokthong, a member of the Upper Gulf of Thailand Preservation Network and the Maeklong Community Lovers Network, the group of fishermen represents approximately 1,400 individuals from the Amphoe, Bang Kanthi, and Mueang districts. The fishermen claim that CPF, one of Thailand's largest agribusiness conglomerates, imported the blackchin tilapia from Ghana in 2010 for research and breeding at its development center in Amphoe. However, the company failed to prevent the species from escaping into local waterways, according to the lawsuit. The blackchin tilapia, an invasive species, was first reported in the area in 2012 and has since spread across waterways in 13 provinces along the Gulf of Thailand coast. The invasive fish has had a devastating impact on local ecosystems, outcompeting native fish species and disrupting traditional fishing practices. As a result, local fishermen have suffered significant losses in their annual income. The lawsuit demands that CPF rehabilitate the affected waterways at its own expense, following the polluter pays principle. The fishermen are seeking compensation in 2 parts. First, a network of over 1,000 local fish farmers is claiming compensation for annual income losses at a rate of 10,000 baht per rai for 7 years, 2017 to 2024. Second, a group of about 380 local fishermen is claiming compensation for lost income at a rate of 500 baht per day, or 182,500 baht per year, for the same 7-year period. In addition to monetary compensation, the fishermen are demanding 50,000 baht per person for the violation of their rights to natural resources. The total compensation requested by both groups amounts to approximately 2.48 billion baht. This lawsuit also implicates the Thai government, as the Lawyers' Council of Thailand, representing 54 individual fish farmers and fishermen, has filed a separate lawsuit against 18 government agencies. These agencies, including the Department of Fisheries and the Ministry of Natural Resources, are accused of neglecting their duties to prevent environmental damage and to respond adequately to the crisis. 3. Thailand's House of Representatives approves 3.75 trillion baht budget for 2024. Thailand's House of Representatives has passed a 3.75 trillion baht budget for the fiscal year starting in October 2024. The approval of the budget, which represents a 4.2% increase in government spending, will allow newly appointed Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra to boost state expenditure in an effort to accelerate the country's economic recovery. The budget bill was backed by 309 lawmakers in its third and final reading, while 155 lawmakers voted against it after a 3-day debate in the 500-member House of Representatives. Once approved by the Senate, the budget will be officially enacted following its publication in the Royal Gazette. A key component of the budget is the allocation of funds to support the coalition government's controversial cash handout program. This program, aimed at jump-starting consumption and manufacturing, is expected to play a major role in stimulating economic growth. Prime Minister Paetongtarn is facing significant challenges as she seeks to revive Southeast Asia's second-largest economy, which has been hit by near-record levels of household debt, sluggish exports, and a manufacturing sector weakened by competition from cheap imports, particularly from China. Paetongtarn's administration has set an ambitious goal of achieving 5% economic growth, more than doubling the average sub-2% growth rates experienced during nearly a decade of military-backed rule. The government's 10,000 baht digital wallet program is expected to be a cornerstone of this effort, with the goal of boosting domestic consumption and revitalizing the economy. Thailand's financial markets have reacted positively to the end of prolonged political uncertainty, with the benchmark set index rising by approximately 9% since Paetongtarn was nominated as Prime Minister on August 15. During the same period, the baht has gained 3.7%, reaching its highest level in over a year. The approved budget includes a deficit financing of 866 billion baht, or 4.5% of GDP, based on projected growth of 2.8% to 3.8% next year. The government is also forecasting headline inflation in the range of 1.1% to 2.1%, with the current account surplus estimated at 1.6% of GDP. 2 Bum Jathai Party ministers test positive for COVID-19, miss oath-taking ceremony. 2 cabinet ministers from the Bum Jathai Party, Songsak Thongsri and Sabita Thais, will miss their oath of office before His Majesty the King on Friday after testing positive for COVID-19. Both Songsak and Sabita, who serve as Deputy Interior Ministers, were scheduled to take their oaths at the Amporn Sadhan Residential Hall in Dusit Palace at 5 p.m. Their absence from the ceremony follows COVID-19 tests conducted on Thursday, which confirmed their infection. As a result, their oath-taking will be rescheduled. The ministers' absence will also cause them to miss an informal cabinet meeting on Saturday, where key policy statements are expected to be discussed. Bum Jathai Party leader Anyatan Charnverkal, who serves as Minister of the Interior, confirmed the test results and announced that he will temporarily assume their responsibilities until they recover and are able to take their oaths. Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra's government is preparing to deliver its policy statement before Parliament next week, which is expected to mark the formal start of her administration's work.